Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of April 21st through the 27th using this breathtaking kit from Dash of Sun called Chasing Rainbows, foiled in silver. Originally, I was going to use Chelsea's rain kit from last year called Graceful Rain, but like I explained in my kit lineup, it had a very similar color palette to Raina, and I was like, I can't really figure out how to work these kits together with Raina with Chasing Rainbow, not Chasing Rainbows, with Graceful Rain and Raina being such a similar color palette. So I was glad to hear prior to this kit's release that Chelsea said she was working on a rainbow kit, like another take on a rainy kit. And she said, she was like, maybe I'll play with hollow foil. And I understand that the hollow foil is not for everybody, but with the rainbow kit, how stunning would it be with hollow foil? I don't know. Maybe hollow foil with this kit, the way it's currently designed, might have been too much. But if we designed this kit with hollow foil in mind, I think it would be the most stunning thing because I did put little touches of hollow in my spread, just because I couldn't help myself. As you saw, I did get the base kit. I think I grabbed the whole decorative kit, the washi sampler, of which this cloud rainbow situation is happening. I did get the washi sampler in washi paper this time, even though I usually would get it in premium matte. But with the clouds, I just wanted them to kind of melt into the background. That's like how my way of just, I don't know if that makes sense when I say melts into the background. Like I just want them to kind of be a background element rather than a foreground element. So that's how my brain looks at the different paper types. Premium matte is a foreground element. Transparent matte and washi paper are background elements. Um, that's what like makes my decisions when I pick paper types. And then, like I said, I got the full decorative kit, the deco. I think I got almost everything. I think the only thing I didn't get was the quotes. I believe that was the only thing I did not grab. And the sheet of florals, but I don't typically grab that sheet of florals anymore. So my I'm sure everybody who's getting this kit who also gets the washi sampler is going to do the same exact thing in the date cover area because like that's just a stunning piece of deco that it's got to be done that way. Um, for bottom, I kept my two bottom washies there. I didn't have a plan for why, because normally I just stick them right on top of each other unless I have a plan. This time I didn't have a plan, but I felt I guess at the time I was like, I'm going to do something. I just didn't know what it was at the time. Um, so that's why there was a little bit of a gap um in there. Past cat was thinking about future cat at that time. And then for this spread, in my sidebar, I pulled in the tree with the swing on it, and I don't remember if I probably did have my freebie from Dash of Sun chilling right there because I looked at the petals and I was like, "Oh, thoughts coming together here. We had the petals falling from the tree, looked like to simulate rain too, falling petals, falling rain." And then I buy pretty much all of the silhouettes that Chelsea has released. I don't think I did buy the most recent one. I gotta go fix that. Um had the spring centered one had the boy holding the umbrella. So I was like, duh, here we go. Boy holding the umbrella, falling petals, so, it's still kind of like a little bit rainy, but not like super rainy. Like the sun's peeking through the clouds, but you still kind of need the umbrella. So that was the uh, inspiration or the design behind the scene there in the sidebar. I pulled the quote box into that area, and then I believe these are like the blue colored florals from the Advent box from the Pretty Pink Co. Their 2024 Advent. I figured since this is a floral heavy kit, also, um, that the blue floral would be a good addition to this. And then I pulled in the, what are these called? Are they like the paint stroke corners? They're from Panda Bird Design. They have like the paint stroke kind of look. And that was inspired by the quote box with the colors drying on the line has, has the rain is disappearing. So that's my sidebar. For my bridge in between the two pages, I pulled in the rainbow from the deco sheet, and then on like the large deco sheets, there's just two different types of a couple different types of deco sheets. From the large deco sheet, I pulled in the rainbow. Then from the small deco sheet, I pulled in the mirrors. um, just as I love her mirrors. I just love mirrors in general. Mirrors and frames. Like there's a lot of things that like deco wise I tend to pull for, butterflies is one. Frames is another one. And mirrors to me are just an extension of frames. So these mirrors are the ones she released. Was it with the Halloween kit? I I think it was with which kit was it? She had a kit with mirrors. I believe it was a Halloween kit. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna kick myself if I don't remember. She had the mirrors, and I was obsessed with them, so I got them. I think I only got the one size though, so I might want to think about getting another size. For Sorry, I was talking about my center bridge here. So the bridge is just the rainbow, and the spring freebie for Dash of Sun is the hot air balloons. It's the one with hot air balloons and the clouds. And I was like, this fits perfectly. I love this bridge here. It's one of my. It's like so simple because it's really not that complex when you really think about it. It's like one big sticker with some smaller stickers, like foil, like put around it. But I think it's such a great link between these two pages, and it carries that story across really well. Um, and then for this full box, these two full boxes here. What was my thought process here? Oh, I pulled in so many colors. Well, the what's the word? The alcohol inks were like, I mean, I feel like they were mostly four colors in a lot of kits. But this one was four very different colors. I feel like alcohol inks are usually like two shades of one color, so technically they're different color, and like two accent colors. Whereas this one was what, pink, yellow, blue. I think it was two shades of blue, but like in my head, like dark blue and light blue are very different. I don't know. This is just the weird way my head works. Um, so since I had all of this kind of complex stuff happening on the left side, I wanted to keep one box sort of in the column, but you know me, um, I just can't help but tilt my boxes. So I think at this point I was trying to figure out balance. So the spread is kind of going like down the sidebar, and then it's traveling up to the right. So my thought here, what I'm working on with this series of full boxes, is do I make the V, right? Do I bring it all the way down, right? Go from one corner to the next, or do I kind of keep everything up there? So what's nice with the clear backing is that I can just kind of position the stickers where I think I'm going to want them to be. Take a second, sit back, look at it, and go, okay, maybe not this orientation, let's try a different one. So while this stuff is all still like tilted boxes, it's like tilted in the column. They're not tilted on top of each other, which I think provides a little bit of the simplicity that is, I wouldn't say missing, but to balance the other side. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but, like, I feel people have been kind of asking me to explain my thought process. A lot of my thought process is usually, "Well, this looks really good right here," but I think there are obviously things I'm thinking about when I lay stickers down, right? That's why I lift the pages up. I use the clear backing, obviously, because I want to be able to look at it and make a decision. Hey, does this look good? Does this not look good? So, right, it's all about kind of figuring out why something looks good and doesn't look good. So the rationale, I think I've realized is that I don't really like the V shape. So, um, I wanted to keep the spread going up. Like that's like a lot of design theory, and I'm not actively thinking about design theory. To be very honest with you, I have none of that applies to me. But I think there are cues in design theory that um, are based on just what's aesthetically pleasing to the general public. So, for me, like the V shape wouldn't work. I prefer to kind of have things like move up a spread. I guess I just like the idea of things moving up. Like, the hot air balloons are moving up, the sky is up, you look up to see rainbows. Um, was I actively thinking that at the time? Most likely not. But I think like that is what like the brain kind of picks up on when when I'm designing, and not designing things, when I'm laying things down. But of course, since I did put that stuff up in the top right corner, I still needed to make sure I balanced that bottom right corner. So I just took one of the corner florals and stuck it down there. So like hopefully what I said makes sense. Like design wise, I don't actively sit down and think, okay, I'm going to put these things here because this is going to do this, this, and this. Um, a lot of it is just like sitting back and looking at it. And I think basically later realizing, oh, I think it's because I'm drawn to these specific aspects of it. Thus, why I consistently do it this way or don't consistently do it this way. And when I try something outside of my wheelhouse, that's why I feel the way I feel about it. So that's all my full boxes and like my base. So I decided at this point to just sprinkle a little bit of hollow foil in here. This is the dot dash washi from Panda Bird Design. It's in hollow. I don't remember where I got this. I can't remember if it was a grab bag or a D-stash. Who knows now at this point. But then I did one of those, and then my girl Starlight Paper, she's my hollow girl. So she had a spring freebie that was in hollow, so I also grabbed that. I did debate. I was like, man, should I have done the date dots in, or not date dots, the date scripts in hollow? But I feel like that would have been like too much, right? A little sprinkle of hollow just to pull in and tie in that rainbow aspect a little more was good. Um because and Chelsea, so I shared like the thought process, my what do I call it, my in progress stories. And then Chelsea reached out, she's like, I feel like you used a good amount of hollow, because to her she didn't think it was going to work in hollow, and I could see why. I can see why. um she's like, I feel like you added the right amount of hollow, and I was like, yes, approval from the kit designer, hallelujah. So that's just my little spiel. I feel like, I still think it would work entirely in hollow, but that's just because I love hollow. But yeah, we're gonna move on. So that's kind of my base, that's kind of my thinking about everything. Oh, I do want to say I struggled with these, not struggled, but I realized afterwards, I was like, oh, I have these raindrops, I should put them in here somewhere. um but I don't know if I consistently use them enough to make them like cohesive to the rest of the spread. But moving, let's roll into the day by day now. So Monday we start with a coffee Monday, as we usually do, not always usually. We had pasta pesto for dinner. Pesto pasta for dinner, not pesto pasta. Whatever. We had pasta with pesto. And then I read that night. On Tuesday, Bub had his 2.5 year doctor's appointment, so I took off to take him to the doctor's. Um, then we asked my mom, she was watching him that day, just to like stay a few more hours, just so that the husband and I could run around and do some stuff that um we wouldn't have been able to do on the weekends, because these specific stores are only open during the weekdays, which is fine. Like, I get that. Um, so we went around, we visited a coin shop because my husband's really into coins. At the same time, I got some boba tea because we went somewhere we don't normally go. So I got some boba tea. I did a Starbucks. Oh, okay. I was like, Starbucks. Oh, I remember I grabbed the wrong script. Yeah, that was the day off script. Yeah. I was like, Starbucks. I didn't get Starbucks that day. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong script off of that sampler. That's why. Luckily, I realized it pretty quickly. On Wednesday, we had a doctor, by we, I mean I, had a doctor coffee run. I watched some more Card Captor Sakura anime. And if you watched the June kit lineup, I summer had the summer months were never really stable in their like lineup order. Um I feel like June was the one that saw the most like swapping and moving of kits. I feel like July is going to be pretty solid. Um and August, probably those two are solid. I think June's the only weird one because I don't have like birthdays or any like personal regular holidays that I try to be consistent with. That's why that I felt like I was rearranging this order for like forever. Like literally the day of filming, I'm like, what is this, the order? Is this the final version? I don't know. So I feel like we had some kits come out over the summer that made me like move things. Because I told myself, Kat, you're gonna use the kits that you bought last year, this year, and like I had to come to terms with not buying certain kits for next year because I don't want to be in this dilemma next year. So, yeah, so summer kit lineup I think is solid now, but it wasn't for like a solid month, honestly. It was touch and go, as they as they say. On Thursday, huh. It's a very strange order that I put this stuff in. On Thursday, I did a planning sesh. I did some IG post and video management. So, going into the YouTube side of things, checking scheduled posts and whatnot. So on Friday, I did some sticker shopping. Oh, it was the PBC sale. Okay, that's why I did some sticker kit reorganization, because I knew I wanted to use some kits that I was gonna buy at the PBC sale. That makes sense now. Because I did shop at the Pretty Pinko for the PBC sale, and it was Saucy Stickers. It was both of those, and I was like, oh, I want to use both of these kits this year. Yeah, I remember now. um, I also had to leave work early that day. Why did I have to leave work early? I don't remember now. It's fine. We move on. Um, on Saturday, I made breakfast. It was a super rainy day, which was like a little concerning because we were going to go to Monster Jam that day. And we were worried like it would be too wet to go to Monster Jam. It's monster truck show. Um, there, but my son is really into Monster Jam. I've never really cared for it. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't care for it. It's just like not my thing. But my son really loves monster trucks, Monster Jam specifically. I can't figure out which one his favorite is because he says it's Megalodon, but he talks a lot about Gravedigger. My husband loves El Toro Loco. Um, which one? Thundervorus was also there, and this I think he's a new guy. It's Classroom Crusher. He dominated it, like he was out for blood. It was really fun. I would highly recommend a Monster Jam if it ever comes to you. Let me breeze through the last one. A breakfast with mom the next day. My husband had to do some gardening, and then I finished Sunday with some voiceovers. that is the spread. I love how this came out. I'm really grooving with these center bridges between the 2 pages. And I love this decorative kit. I have so much left over. I actually did use some of these pages for a bullet journal spread for the last week in April. Um, because I want to close out April with my rainy kits. This is the rainbow after the storm. So that is the video. I think I already said that, but that's the spread. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love it if you gave it a little like. Leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below, and I'd be so happy if you join my little channel here by subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!